ScreenBlast podcast. We are doing very short movie reviews. On this side, on this corner, I saw Bottoms, the movie Bottoms, and on that corner, he watched Barney's Playhouse and Teletubbies crossover.
I surely did. I'm going to review every single episode, even though
he saw Mighty Paw Patrol.
That's right. I'm going to spend 2 hours on this short review talking to you about Paw Patrol the movie. Yeah.
Fuck, you know that movie's probably good as shit.
It is the best animated feature of 2023.
It could be.
It could be. It's not, but it could be.
You haven't seen it. You have no right to say it. You have no right to say that it's not.
Right. Do you think it's better or worse than League of Super Pets? Legitimately. Because both are like bargain bin movies, like at Walmart.
I enjoyed League a little bit.
I did too. And they had good voice casts. But you know what I mean? Like, which one do you think is better?
I know. No.
Come on.
No. League.
Which one? How high?
Because Paws is a cringy babies movie. It's cringy and it's for babies.
I mean, both are basically doing the same thing. You get power.
The turtle swears.
Update! I'm fast now, but I can't see.
True. I guess that wins it, right?
Yeah, the fucking swearing turtle. I came for swearing turtles.
Well, League of Super Pets wins, guys. All right, that's our reviews. But no, you saw Bottoms. Go ahead and talk about that. Let's run through. We're going to talk about.
Fuck you.
Talk about
I said I can go last.
Oh, you want to go last?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part.
I'll fucking go.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Guys, I went and I saw Equalizer 3. I saw Equalizer 3.
So, whatever it is that you and your friends do, please do it somewhere else.
Really? You warning me?
I'm preparing you.
Equalizer 3 is one of those movies where, when you see the trailer, you first approach it. I was first worried about the fact that Denzel Washington, he's old. You know, he's an old man. I do love Denzel Washington, but let's be honest here, he's old. And you don't know if he can still, we've seen Harrison Ford, for instance. We've seen the positives and the negatives of the older action hero. We saw with Tom Cruise, he can still do it. It looks good. It looks persuasive.
You have multiple chins because you're old.
All right, get over it. Yeah. But he, and then you see with Harrison Ford with Indiana Jones that it was just too old. He was pushing it. It's not believable. Nothing looks realistic. It was covered with a lot of CGI to try and make it look realistic, and it just kind of failed. So we've seen both sides of the coin this year. This time around, Denzel Washington, you're worried, hey, are they going to be able to make this guy that's now pushing about 70 pretty soon? Is he going to look like he can still do it? And I can tell you, the action in this movie is absolutely fantastic. The pacing, the camera cuts, the fluidity of the action, it all looks like he's doing it, and I think he is doing it. Whether or not they actually, have body doubles or anything like that, you can't tell. It looks like it's just Denzel Washington at his peak, doing things at just sharp, knife's edge level, like John Wick level conflict. I mean, it's great, and so essentially throughout the movie, he's recovering from a situation that happened in the beginning. He starts to essentially get better at, he gets himself better. He's essentially going through his own form of the recovery therapy from whatever happened in the beginning, getting better. But while he's doing it, he's sort of becoming more attracted to this town that he's in while he's doing recovery, and these people around him are all very nice, and he likes this place that he's in. But there's a gang. There's a very powerful gang that he has to that's becoming more and more threatening.
Gang.
And while he's he has to hold off because he's not ready yet. He's not healed fully, but when it's time, it's time. And he goes all out, and it's great. I think, again, like for the action sequences, you have Denzel Washington just kicking ass. He's got, by the way, there are points where he's able to do that Denzel comedy, that you get the Denzel laugh, you get the Denzel just charm throughout this movie, and it's great. But again, he gets to also act like a villain at times. Like he feels like, at times, you've seen Denzel so many times where he's this nice guy, or he's serious, but you don't see him like evil. And when you get to the very end of this movie, the amount of the push to torture that he actually goes through, on the antagonist, the main antagonist. It's great, but like he's loving the fact that he can at this age where like you don't get a lot of roles left. He's really maximizing this role. Like, he's really showing it, and you feel genuine about it. It was really great. I love the this movie. I will say, if you're not a fan of like long stretches that are slow, that's kind of this movie. It feels like a Bond movie. It really does. It feels like a Bond movie where you're just you're learning about things. Things are slow to approach, and then when the action comes, it picks up sharp, and then it sort of slows back down.
So you mean the Mission Impossible?
Picks back up. And Mission Impossible, the action is the route. The action kind of keeps it fluid, and you get dialogue, but there's fluidity to the dialogue too. With this, It's like you are slowing down, and the movie slows down. In fact, there are moments, and the only the nitpicks I have are that this movie slows down, and there are moments where it wants to appear that the gang is threatening when you're doing these things that are necessary. Notably, I said this when I came out of the movie. I was talking to someone, and I was like, yeah, like there's a moment where they have this gang like ride in with motorcycles, and they ride back to their headquarters, and they spend like 2 minutes on this to give the impression that it's been a long ride, when in fact you didn't need to give the impression. Like, it was like, ooh, look at these bad guys on motorcycles, like I'm bad to the bone. But
and the other person was just like, sir, this is a Wendy's.
But it's like basically like it basically wasn't working, is what I'm saying. Like, so it but overall, again, I think the music is awesome. I think the action is fluid and great when it's there. I think the entire cast is great, except for, I will say there's an FBI or whatever agent. There's a U.S. government agent that pops around, and like they have a little side area with her. And I think she sort of, if you take her out of the movie, I think that's actually better, because it's like...
fuck her, she ruined the whole movie.
It's just not very necessary. And so you could take that out, and you'd have a better overall movie with a shorter runtime.
But since she's in it, the movie's terrible.
I will say, people have brought this out, by the way, she is actually the actress that was working with Denzel way back with the movie Man on Fire when she was a kid back in the 2000s. So it's very funny that she gets to work with
God, so that movie's tainted too.
And what are you talking about? Jesus
Wait, is that the good actor we're talking about?
What?
You said there was a bad actor in there.
No, I'm sorry. Like, she's not a bad actor. I think that it's just what they gave her and what they had her do was very unnecessary for the role overall. I'm sorry. I was like, what is he talking about? I was like very lost for a second. Like,
I was making corny jokes on the side.
I was like hearing you like say shit in the background every once in a while. I'm like, what is he talking? All right, I'll just keep it moving. Then he's like, then you said that, and I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Shut up!
But yeah, guys, I would say this is definitely worth a watch. I would say, like, it's funny because, again, we've got John Wick 4, we've got Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible, we've got Indiana Jones, we've got these old man action movies. Even Liam Neeson came back for that off-brand Taken movie that was terrible, apparently. But, like, we've got all these movies coming out this year with the elderly hero or the older hero. I think Denzel was able to make a movie and be a part of a movie that was very special.
I forgot there was a Liam Neeson movie this year.
Yeah, and it did not have budget, but yeah, guys, definitely worth seeing. If you don't get to see it while it's in theaters, obviously we're at the sort of back end of that run now. If you don't see it in theaters, it's just definitely worth checking out on whatever service it'll be on. Mark, you saw a movie. Wait,
hold on. I want to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Wait, so this is like the final chapter, so is the Equalizer... So what would you rate the, like, entire franchise of Equalizer? Is there, like, a bad Equalizer movie? Like, what would you rate the Equalizer movies individually, and what would you rate the entire franchise?
What I'd say is, funny enough, I was not very interested in seeing Equalizer 3. I was like, how many do we need? I think Denzel, I was worried because, again, my fear was that they weren't going to get, he's old. Or you give the impression like, all right, he's pushing 70. Is it going to be good? Is it going to execute?
3 is an equal to odd number.
And so I was worried, like, all right, this might be a chance to sink the franchise or sink this trilogy. No, I'd say one. I'd put one there. One is, honestly, 3 is the best. Just because it's like the cinematography is better than any of them. Like, you can tell with Equalizer 1, they were capped at a budget. It was all very small town. It was all very focused in this niche area. And I like everything he does in Equalizer 1. I really love it. I think it's fucking fantastic. But I like the scope of 3 because it's like, it's international. You're getting out there. It's awesome. It's cool. And I'd say I'd put Equalizer 3 as the best, and I love the fact that it ends with the best. I'd put 1 at number 2, and I'd put 2 at my lowest ranking. But I think this is an overall pretty good franchise. I'd say just like John Wick, where it's like all of them are pretty good, very entertaining. Actually, not pretty good, very entertaining. Obviously, I think John Wick is just a stage higher just because of the production and everything that's there. But both of them are very cool.
Liam Neeson, I mean, fucking Keanu Reeves is fucking awesome.
And Keanu Reeves, yeah. That's the thing. It's like, you have Keanu Reeves, obviously, he's getting old. You've got Denzel Washington, who was cool in the 2000s, just like Keanu Reeves, also getting old. But both of them do a very good job with their closing chapter movies. So, and also, yeah, like, by the way, I saw a report. Keanu Reeves did say he wanted his character to die in the end of 4, so that does close the chapter. He does not want it keeps it open-ended, but he does want it over.
Thank goodness. Like, sometimes stories just need to end.
Yeah, yes indeed. But that was my review. Mark, you saw a movie.
Yeah, I did. Alright, so that's the end of our podcast.
I'm done trying to sow my damn oats. I'm packing up my vagina and I'm fucking mad at you. That's the only hope for me. No. It's man Mathieu, man. And because he's gay and fearless, he's probably gonna fuck me without protection. Then I'm gonna get pregnant. We're gonna have to join a church. He'll be the gay pastor. My whole life's fucked.
I saw a movie. That's it. Don't ask me a question. But yeah, we're gonna throw it over to Mark. Mark, what did you
I saw the movie Bottoms.
Yes.
It's a fun movie about these 2 homosexual women just trying to get laid pretty much in high school, and meanwhile there's this football team that's just like is prepping up for their next game, and the football team has the whole was it anarchy? What was it when I'm looking
at antagonistic energy?
I guess they're the antagonists of the movie, but they overpower most of the women in the school. So usually it's I think most of the movie is them trying to get laid, but the situation with their football team is fuck. I'm doing a bad job explaining this.
The football team is what? Like, they're bad, they're good, like they're just overpowering, like
they're overpowering them.
Like, they're just oh, we don't even get a chance here because they're taking over everything that we're trying to do here.
Yeah, so let me just say the main plot, because the main plot is the two main girls are they're trying to get a date at the school fair. Okay. And later in the school fair, one of their crushes runs in their car. And the football player that their crush is dating is trying to
assault?
get her, trying to get her to get out the car. Oh. But they instead just try to drive off. But the car taps his knee, but he's just he's being dramatic about it, just to have the teacher on his side to get the 2 girls in trouble and say they assaulted him. So the girls the main characters to keep themselves from getting expelled, because the principal just cares about the male football players. To keep from getting expelled, they just say they were practicing for a self-defense fight club. And because of that, they get the idea to hey, let's just
do it.
Yeah, let's just do one, and it's a way to get us laid. But it becomes a serious thing for them, and the movie gets more fun from there. That's cool. I don't want to spoil too much of the plot, but yeah. In a way to describe this movie, it is a rated R Ned's Declassified. It's the reality is very absurd. And another way to another comparison I can make is not in terms of editing style or story, but in terms of a funny perspective on the world and the low stakes. It's Scott Pilgrim. Because Scott Pilgrim is in the end of the day, Scott Pilgrim is doing all the shit he's doing just to get laid. So it's a very low stakes story, and the perspective of the world is just very goofy. It's not realistic. It's just it's overly dramatic just for the sake of comedy. But it's a very fun movie. I had a lot of good laughs in it. But I highly recommend this. Yeah, this is probably one of the this is probably one of the top 10 funny comedies I saw this year.
I like the idea of you calling it like that should be on the back of the DVD box. Like a rated R Ned's Declassified. That dude, if they actually put that on the fucking tray, you know how many more people would probably. I'm sure this already made a good amount of money. But you know how many more people probably would go if you called it, if they just used that. That's such a great name. That's just how
cartoony and like over dramatic they make like all the students into school.
Yeah,
it's just like it is like how Ned Declassified would do it. It's funny.
Yeah, it's theatrical.
It's theatrical
telling, and that's awesome. We've seen quite a few theatrical tellings where it's like you get Meteor City, I think, Asteroid City.
Yes.
Where it was a completely different style. You know what I mean?
Very much different.
It's, very different.
It's a Wes Anderson style.
Not the same at all. No one's calling Asteroid City the Ned's Declassified of Atomic.
Well, no one's calling Bottoms a Wes Anderson movie. That's just not anywhere close. It's not anywhere near that. Right. Wes Anderson movies are their own beast.
They are.
It's either your Asteroid City is like an acquired taste. You're either into it or you're not.
Wait a minute. I just realized we never reviewed Asteroid City. We'll just do this as a quick combination here. We'll get it out of the way. Asteroid City was in early summer.
Well, ended. That's how we ended. There we go. We get a double review. Now we get a review of a movie we both see.
It's an Avengers team up. Now we...
You took a picture of me.
Uh-huh.
Why?
I'm a photographer.
You didn't ask permission.
I never ask permission.
Why not?
Because I work in trenches, battlefields, and combat zones.
Really?
Uh-huh.
You mean you're a war photographer?
Mostly. Sometimes I cover sporting events. My name is Augie Steenbeck.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
or it's like Steve Jobs and BlackBerry.
Yes,
that crossover. That's a crossover event, right?
Where everyone, even the cast members, were told to act like holy shit. Like I shouldn't have been working at BlackBerry. Yeah, man. Asteroid City. I think we were both very excited for it. That was Wes Anderson's newest work. Obviously, our most recent experience of Wes Anderson really is just Isle of Dogs. There's his stop motion work is some of the
Isle of Dogs, Fantastic Mr. Fox. That's all I've seen of his movies,
and that's some of
the animated ones.
Yes, and what he's brought to the table is probably some of the best stop motion. And obviously, we've now Guillermo del Toro has now completely changed the game as well. But it's one of those things where with Pinocchio. But it's one of those things where you see these great directors of live action films reach into the stop motion realm and pull out something fantastic, and now he's back in live action.
Leica Studios, I love you, but I love I gotta give it up for those Wes Anderson stop motions.
Yeah,
a little bit. I like those are more.
Same thing. I love Aardman and Chicken Run, but it's like I think there's something about the approach of Wes Anderson with his stop motion features that you're getting different.
One exception, I will murder for Wallace and Gromit.
I knew you were going to say Wallace and
Gromit. I will murder for. Those are my boys. I would eat cheese with them any day.
Well, that would just be cool. Come on, that would just be like that. Why isn't that a VR experience, guys? Why isn't there some VR experience? Eat cheese with Wallace and Gromit.
Because we don't deserve it. We don't deserve it.
We are mere mortals.
Yes.
We'll see him in heaven. That's where we.
If we can make it there.
If we can make it.
So far, Wallace is the only one populating heaven.
No. There's
no one has made it there yet.
No.
I'm trying to be the first.
You're trying to be the first. You already fucked up by.
I know I did. I'm trying to make up for it, and I keep fucking up by being on this goddamn podcast.
Every word we talk is one word closer to hell.
Yes.
But this most recent Wes Anderson work was very interesting because it was coming out around the time of Oppenheimer, and so it was like just very funny that we had these this movie centers primarily around this idea of a atomic this city that is sort of outside range of an atomic bomb testing site. And people approach there, and it's more about the meeting of people, the intermingling of people, than it is about Wes Anderson's Asteroid City overall. It's more the intermingling of people just happening to be here. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it's very great. I mean, you get an all-star cast here. I don't have it on my list right now, but I will tell you that it's one of the more special movies of the year. And one of the things that we both said coming out of the movie was this is very much more inside filmmaking. You know, if you know more about film, you're going to definitely love this movie because there are moments where he definitely references things that you're not going to know, especially between the relationship of Scarlett Johansson and the main character, father, and you know, like that relationship. You know, you kind of get more into that with them.
I was surprised with the this is a PG-13 movie.
Yeah,
I forgot
you get
frontal nudity.
You get to see Scarlett Johansson. Yeah,
I was surprised that they I wasn't sure of the rules of PG-13.
Brief nudity. Yeah, you get the brief. You can't be like, oh, let's get this dick out for a good 10 minutes. You gotta.
Hey, I know it was just fronted. I was like, what?
It's like in Flight. I think you get Denzel Washington's ass.
Ass. You can show ass in PG sometimes.
No, but you also get the chick that he was fucking on the side. I think because he was drunk in the beginning of the movie. I think you get to see her. She stands up. She got her titties out, and then you keep walking. I think that's what happened.
What is the scene for research purposes?
I remember that scarred in my memory, but no, like this, it was Scarlett, it was him, the main guy, and again, it's just this situation that's like very unfortunate. Like, your mom died, don't know how to approach this. It's just, it's like you got this again. It's all just fluid Wes Anderson dialogue that's just stunted, stop. But it's in this motion that's very interesting.
Yeah, I guess we're not. Yeah, I think we're doing good so far. We're not doing spoilers. So there's a lot of fun cameos in this movie.
Yeah,
just a lot of fun celebrity cameos because Wes Anderson got some connections.
Yeah,
and he uses those connections very well.
Absolutely. You also have
if you know your celebrities, it's like oh.
Yes. You also. I love what they do also with the kids. Obviously, they have a completely different run line. They're there for an award at first, and then things go left. Things sort of go left. They're like, what the f is going on? The government steps in. The world's going crazy. Things are happening. While Oppenheimer, far off in the distance, is firing atomic bombs.
Also, there's framing devices within framing devices, and sometimes they collide with each other. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like a fourth wall breaking joke.
Absolutely.
In a way, I love that. I love that. It's fun.
Yes.
By the
way, at the end of obviously one of the cool things about this movie is it starts the way it ends.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, I just also love the, it's like the way...
The aesthetic.
The way the framing devices are, it's very old-timey, and it's there's
It's very postcard. You brought it up time.
Postcardy.
Americana.
Yeah, and the other framing devices are very old-timey, and the movie starts like that, and it just has this this eerie kind of silence in the beginning, and
yes.
What can I describe how I like? I just like it. It's just
no, it's visually pleasing. And also one benefit is you also have no idea where it's going to go.
Yes,
and I love that. You start out, you're like, what the? Okay, they're here. There's not a lot here going on. It's like, all right, the car that he's loading in looks just like the other car that just came out. You know what I mean? It's just very funny and weird and. Things are going left, and I love the color tone. I love everything about it. Man, they make this. Trying to pull
this is definitely this whole video is definitely probably one of the first reviews we ever did while holding back from spoilers.
Yeah, and I think that's where we'll honestly wrap it.
Because this movie's available on streaming now.
I think this is the movie where you benefit from not spoiling it at all because it's such a beautiful experience.
From what we talked about, we don't need to spoil it. It's just it's great.
Yes.
There's like Marvel movies. There's some movies you gotta talk about everything.
Absolutely.
And especially the endings. But this movie, we can there's a lot to it that can be left for surprise, and we already give our general thoughts. It's available for streaming now.
Yes, it's out there.
Yeah, so just rent it.
Just get out there, check it out.
It's a great time.
Check it out.
If you like your Wes Anderson, if you if you know what Wes Anderson's style is and you don't like it, it looks nice, but still, it's probably not for you because from what I understand, Wes Anderson is acquired taste.
Yeah. And by the way, just remember, I will say, just last thing, it was just a very funny time period, briefly, where we had Asteroid City, and in a scene, like you said, like you see you see an atomic bomb test, and obviously, funny enough, a month later you get Oppenheimer. So it was just a very funny sort of combination of situations going on. Everything was kind of
edit the Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones scene in there too, just
right?
Because
Yeah.
the only good part of that movie.
The only good part of that, yes. Yeah, and I think that's where we'll wrap it. Mark, this has been great.
We can talk about Indiana Jones 5 again.
No, God no, get me out of here. By the way,
Harrison
so here's what we're
Ford
gonna
is
do
cool
because
because he has
okay, wait. The batteries are critical. What I want to do is I want to redo the intro because I want you to redo the intro where it's like we review 2 movies, then we come together on a team up for the last one. So you got to check out at the end. So like have a hook to get them into the end, and then we'll just do that intro. All right, you ready?
Alrighty.
Let's do it quick.
Oh wait, is the battery good for right now?
It's low, so but we're good. Let's just do it now and get it out of the way.
All right.
Yeah.
You want to start or?
I mean, you did an intro before. I would like you to do the, because you had it before. So.
I guess it'll be more enthusiastic. All right.
3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another ScreenBlast podcast. Today we're doing like a very shorter, no visuals review, no spoilers either. We're like we usually just like can't help ourselves to put the whole movie out there.
That's
but
right.
like none of these reviews are. This review is our personal challenge to us. We're not going to spoil anything in this show. And so on this corner, I reviewed Bottoms. On this corner, on that corner, he reviewed
Equalizer.
I guess he just watched Seaman go down to
soup. Here. All right. Yeah, I watched Barney.
He watched Brass Bro.
I watched Elmo's World. Get out of here. I watched Equalizer for you guys, and of course, last thing we did.
It's not the last thing we did. We did this months ago.
But we team up.
We're going to talk about Asteroid City.
Yes, and a team up where we both talk about it.
Because we both realized we never reviewed it for our podcast.
Yes, indeed. So, guys, make sure to check
because
it out.
Bryan is lazy and didn't remind us shit.
I don't know about that one.
He's off his fucking game, folks.
I don't know about that one, but, yeah.
It's true!
Alright. Alright, so, and I'll stitch this last part. Alright, Mark, so yeah, this was a fun review. Find Mark at K9biscuits.com, K9biskuts.com, or here on the ScreenBlast podcast, where you can find me, not on meth like him, where you can find me, or you can find me on atdemocracy.com, ATHEMOCRACY.com. Of course, on ScreenBlast, you can find us doing several things. Cartoon Chat for animation, StreamBlast for all the streaming stuff we talk about, Cowcast, Have a Cow, where we just have memes, fun, shit, have a good time. And we've got Blasting Turbo Ports, which is our video game focused conversations. Don't forget, this is ScreenBlast. Movies, big movies. We talk about them at least once a week. We've got them every single week, just about. And so, yeah, check them out. Have a good time. Guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more.
Log it out, everybody!